It was pretty much a wasteland in the late 1970s, early 1980s.
Those were some pretty rough, tough times for the downtown area.
Well, no one even dreamed of living downtown.
Nobody really came to downtown Norfolk.
Downtown was dead. I mean, there was nobody on the street after 5.
Rats, rocks, and rubble.
My planning history professor showed an image of downtown Norfolk and told all of us they have no respect for historic structures and they just like to demolish things.
In all our urban renewal zeal, we had the good fortune of not tearing down what remained of the urban fabric of our downtown.
We really did have an understanding that one of the true assets of not only downtown but of the city was this underdeveloped waterfront.
The waterfront was sitting there. It was just waiting. It was waiting, for the right group of people to come along at the right time.
So Downtown Norfolk Council has built around the premise that downtown Norfolk needed to change, and they were going to be the catalyst for that change.
Those early days they were a bit bumpy, but those were the exciting. You didn't know enough to know what you didn't know yet.
Nobody had a handbook on how to bring a downtown back.
It was one project at a time, one budget at a time.
I don't think any of us knew what we were getting into in the early 80s, but there couldn't have been a better person at the helm to take it all on and handle it as well as she did.
My first year at DNC, when I think back, was filled with angry retailers and failing pedestrian mall.
Kathy was very driven, really, really strong leader, incredibly well connected in the community.
She was very passionate. She was sincere in her belief that downtown could be more, and she personally took ownership for downtown.
She had such a presence. I had such respect and admiration for her. At the same time, I was terrified of her.
If we didn't have a strong leader like Kathy Coleman, I'm not sure how things would have developed.
Well, the first Holidays in the City parade reintroduced downtown to families.
The mass of humanity that comes out for that and how it unifies and brings the city together, it is quite remarkable.
That was our goal, that people will bring their children downtown and those children will bring their children downtown for this parade. And that's happened.
Downtown Norfolk Council understood that MacArthur Center was the catalyst for the revitalization of downtown.
We met every Monday morning at 7 o'clock for at least 7 years, trying to get the MacArthur Center project underway.
It's hard to underestimate the value MacArthur Center had to the rest of the development of downtown.
The Downtown Norfolk Council proposed a business improvement district.
It was asking property owners to contribute willingly a certain percentage in taxes over and above their normal taxes.
And I thought, what a great idea. It'll never happen. I mean, you're not going to convince some of these people, and they did.
Downtown Norfolk Council has always figured out a way to do things differently to get those different results.
Gave people that sense of ownership. Our property owners, felt that they had a voice because their money was on the table.
Light rail was so disruptive to our downtown.
We had no idea how difficult it was going to be to carve a rail system through a 300-year-old downtown.
I was a huge supporter of light rail, but also knew that the businesses were going to struggle.
The longest 15 years of my life was the building of light rail.
Communication with the merchants was really facilitated by the DNC. They held weekly meetings with the folks who had businesses downtown, and we could not have gotten the project done without the Downtown Norfolk Council.
Kathy announced she was retiring, I guess, August, September of 2012.
Mary stepped into some pretty big shoes, and she's done a fabulous job.
Kathy and Mary is the epitome of what can be termed a great succession plan.
I never ever second-guessed the decision to bring her into a position where at some point, hopefully, she could take over from me. And I think she's done a terrific job.
Knowing I was taking over an organization that Kathy had led for 30 years, I mean, that in itself, it was intimidating.
The momentum that began with Kathy's leadership, she has certainly taken that and taken it further and built on it.
Mary understands that it takes a village to raise a child, and her child is the downtown.
Downtown Norfolk Council decided to really try to get all the restaurants together to work collectively together to figure out what was going to really help market them in downtown.
What the fork? Oh.
Well, let's try Restaurant Week. And it's been a great promotion.
Downtown Norfolk became a dining destination, largely because of DNC.
The plot really was another neat coming together of people, working hard
It was Kathy who said, there's an opportunity at this site.
to make something out of nothing.
We literally sunk 40-foot containers into the ground vertically. A year later, we're standing in this park that we built, and it's phenomenal.
The Neon District, or the Arts District, was beginning to gain some traction, and Mary took that and has, with her team and all the volunteer committees and groups that she works with, she has done a remarkable job.
Certainly one of the biggest projects we've done together is the Vibrant Spaces project.
The Vibrant Spaces grants that Downtown Norfolk Council has done to bring people onto the street has benefited us tremendously.
We saw this really great need for space for smaller businesses and what would become the Selden Market.
And I can look back over the past 6 years and say, yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot.
During the last 40 years, the Downtown Norfolk Council has been an unsung hero in our success.
We are punching so far above our weight class for the city that we are.
It's a legitimately great place to work and to live and to come experience what downtown has to offer.
And we couldn't have done most of what we've done if we also didn't have the volunteers that we've had.
There's so many people who do so much with so little recognition that it's wonderful that this 40th anniversary is being used to celebrate all of that.
Now though, we're looking towards the next generation that's going to do that, and who's going to carry downtown to where it needs to go.
It's so exciting now to see people everywhere, businesses open, and amazing places and experiences for people.
If we ever stop and think that we've arrived and we've accomplished it all, then that's when we should worry.
There's an old saying that in the world of downtown revitalization that it takes 35 years for anything to happen, and then it's time to start all over again.
There's not really that many cities of our size around the country that have seen this kind of transformation.
Everyone has had a part, and everyone can kind of put their fingers in their vest and say, I was a part of that, and that to me is a sign of success.